Okay, so today we are going to see about constraints in Oracle. Okay, so constraints. What is constraints? What is the use of the constraint? So before discussing about that, so everyone keep on mute. Okay, so before starting the constraints, so we'll see some examples like where we can use the constraints. Okay, so before starting the constraints, so I am going to explain some example about the bank thing. Okay, so if you are like a if you are starting any bank business or retail business, okay, so what you can put the rules. If you are starting any business, you can put some rules on your business. Suppose you are starting any retail shop, so treat like as I don't want to provide anyone like a credits. Okay, you can put like that. So while taking someone, I need to capture the customer ID or the mobile number mandatory. So if you want to sell something, I need to capture that guy mobile number mandatory. Okay, you can put the rules, your own rules. So I need to maintain like a owner is asked me like how many male customers are coming and female customers are coming. Okay, so while capturing about the customer details, so you need to make it like as a male or female mandatory call. So definitely you need to take the value for that call. Okay, so while taking that customer information, if the same customer, same mobile number people are coming and coming again. Okay, so keep on coming that guy. So you cannot treat like as a every time as a new customer that. You need to treat like as a single customer. Okay, so if first time came that mobile number person, okay, so 1 2 3 mobile number person came, so you inserted the data into the customer master table. Okay, from second time again he came like to take some other things. Okay, you are trying to restate the same, insert the data with the same mobile number. The system need to be error, need to give error. So these are all things will happen using constraints. Okay, you can able to restrict the duplicate values. Okay, if I provided the customer ID or account number, bank account number to you, the same account number I cannot able to provide to any other person. So if you provide like that, so the customer one customer can lose. So if the customer does not have any money, so some other customer is having more money, so he is withdrawing the money. He is withdrawing the money. So without knowing him, so you are giving the authority like the same mobile number and same account number you are going to provide that guy, right? So he can able to lose the money. You are going to lose the business. Okay, so in that case, these type of things, if you want to implement even in your business, will use the constraint. Okay, so the rules like see constraints apply specific rules to the data. Okay, ensuring data conforms to the requirements defined. So it get confirmed while entering any information. While entering any information, so the information you are expected that some X and Y input. So other than that, he is providing any other inputs, or he is taking suppose treat like as a Okay, so we have, so okay, so while inserting the data, suppose you are inserting like a gender column values. So it need to allow only male or female columns. You are trying to insert other than that values. You need to ensure that. You need to validate the data and insert the data into the database table. Okay, while inserting the data itself, you can validate. So the value is present or not in the required list. Okay, the value is present or not in the value list, we can verify and insert the data. So how can we do that? For this, we have variety of constraints here. Variety of constraints. So first we will see about a not null constraint. Okay, not null constraint in the sense, till now, yesterday we inserted like T1 table, T2 table, it like a EMP underscore tab. This table is having only one record. Okay, I am describing this table. Okay, see, column names, data types. So this is another thing we have here, null. So null question mark. So either null is allowed or not for these columns. Okay, null is allowed or not, it can define and it will show to you. Okay, see for the EMP table. See here for employee number, it is showing not null. Employee number, it is showing not null. Here for employee number, it is showing not null. So this column is having the not null constraints for that. మధ్యలో మాట్లాడద్దా మళ్ళీ కటింగ్ నేను చేయలేను. Okay. So in this case, while deriving the table, create table, retail, I'm deriving like a custody number. So I'm deriving this into so I'm inserting the values. So it is a number data type. I cannot able to insert the alphabetical values. I can able to insert only numerical values. Okay, I can able to insert only numerical values. It is giving error. So I can able to insert the null values in this. You can able to insert the null values in this. I want to restrict the null values in this table. Okay, so for this simply I can use not null at the column definition. So this is column name, this is column definition. Definition in the sense data type, size we are mentioning, right? That we can call it as a column definition. Okay, so beside that you can provide the constraint name, not null. So if you provide like this, it can restrict the values. So it can restrict the values. Now I am dropping this table again. Before dropping that, describe the table. See, for this you don't have any not null option for that column. See, you don't have any not null option for that. Now I am going to drop the table and again. Okay, now the table is created again. Now I am describing it. Now you can able to see the not null. So now I am going to insert the values. First itself I am going to insert the null values. So it is giving the error. Cannot insert null into retail table in a customer ID column. Okay, it give the error for like this. So this is we can call constraint violation. Constraint violation. Okay, so not null constraint is going to violate here. So this is about not null constraint. So you can able to see if you create any constraint, if you create the tables where it can store in a user underscore tables. Okay, so if you create the constraints also in stored in a user underscore constraints. Okay, see, this is the meta object. It store the all the values. No need to provide this is also.
అన్న నాకు డిస్ప్లే రావట్లేదు.
So everyone having same problem? Anil?
అన్న
నీకు కూడా ప్రాబ్లం ఉందా?
ప్రాబ్లం ఏం లేదు.
Praveen, maybe internet issue, Praveen. Okay, user underscore constraints is the meta object or data dictionary. It stores the about the constraints. See, so we have the options: owner name, constraint name. Here we have the table name. So if you want to know our table is having what are the constraints on table. So table underscore name equals to retail. So I'm created this table, right? So I'm trying to retrieve this. Why it is not coming the data here?
Data is in lowercase. Table name is in lowercase. Table name capital.
I created the table, right? Retail underscore cust underscore retail. Okay, now I am inserting the values. It is giving the error. Now I am going to insert another values. It is allowing the value. Okay, meaning is the table is present here. Okay, so while retrieving the data from the data dictionary, if my table is having the constraints, the table must be present in this table. Must and should present in this table. Okay, so but I am not getting the data here. So what is the reason? So if you are doing any work, Oracle will capture some information about your work. So that capturing information always store in a capital letter. System itself is doing some work instead of you people, that can be captured in always block letters. Okay, so Oracle is not a case sensitive, but Oracle data is a case sensitive. So Oracle is not a case sensitive in the sense. Now we created in the small letter. So now I am going to retrieve the data using select star from. You are getting the data. So I'm going to mixed case lower and small. Okay. Now you are getting the data in this also. Now I'm going to make it like as a capital letters R. Okay. Again, you are getting the data. So Oracle can understand if you provide the small letter or capital letter. So the object name, if you provide any in either way, it can understand that. Okay. So if you are dealing with the data, table data, so you need to be aware like what the format we have in the database. That format you need to mention. If it is a capital, if it is a small, if it is a mixed case, need to be provided in that way. That is the meaning of the Oracle data is a case sensitive. Oracle is not a case sensitive. Okay, so now if I see that with the capital letter, I can get the data in this. Okay, see here. This is the table of your, the constraint condition is while inserting the data into this table, cust ID is always not null. I'm putting some condition here, such condition. Okay, so while inserting itself, I can check that. Okay, see here, status enable, constraints we can enable and disable also. Okay, so deferrable. So deferrable help you for the, I will explain in the primary key constraint. Okay, so these are all things not required for us. So mandatory is status enabled or disabled, deferrable. Okay, this is the constraint name. So I haven't provided any name to the constraint. This is constraint. I haven't provided any name to this constraint, but there is a name for this. So how it coming in the sense, Oracle will create instead of you, it puts some name for that object. System define the name. Okay, I don't want to define the system. I can put my, okay, for my child, I can put my name. So my own name. So if I don't want to put, you are not putting the name for your child, the government can take in care and put some name for that guy. Okay, now how can we put that? So if you want to define the constraint syntax is okay, constraint syntax is alter. So if it is say like a, okay, while creating the table itself, we need to use constraint name. Okay, constraint name, constraint type. Okay, constraint name, constraint type. So here we are taking the syntax and mentioning it in this place. Constraint name. So constraint name would be valid. So what valid? Not null. So if you see the name, the constraint is defined on cust ID column. Okay, so you are going to restrict the null values. So I'm mentioning that not null. So if you are providing any name to that any child, your parents will think for like a, so what is the meaning of this name? If you see that, so there may be a god name, there may be a, so your existing forefathers name, something like. Okay, so similar kind, if you are giving any name to that any object, that name should be a valid name. Valid name, some meaningful name. Okay, if you provide like ABC 1 2 3 also, it will take here. but there is no use. If I see that constraint name, I cannot understand anything about that. Okay, so in this case, now I constraint name, constraint type is not null primary we have, right? So this is the constraint type, not null is the constraint type. Now I'm dropping this table, else I'm going to create retail one table with this. Now the table is created. Okay, so now I'm going to see in user underscore constraints. So what happen in this? See, so in the earlier case, the system is defined the constraint name. Now I have created my own name. So this is the syntax if you want to define the constraint for that column. Okay, so if you haven't provided this, also system can understand that, do the needful thing for you instead of you. Okay, so this is the constraint creation about the not null constraint. Not null constraint will help you to restrict the null values for the table. Okay, so now we'll see about Okay, so we created the unique constraint, we inserted the values. Okay, we inserted the values. So now the table is having only null and we don't have any value here. Now I am inserting the values. So null is inserting. So unique constraint allow the null values, meaning is now I am inserting the 1, 2. Again I am going to insert the 1. It is constraint is getting violated here. Constraint is getting violated here. See, now the table having 1, 2 null. So 1, 2 null. So now I am not able to insert the same values. Same values. Now I am going to insert null value again here. It is allowing to insert. It is allowing to insert. I inserted two null values, 3 null values, 4. So meaning is null is allowing here. So null is not equal to null. So these are all the duplicate values, right? Okay. So why it is not allowing? So if you want to know that, we have the mathematical background people. So we have like a equal to a, true. 1 equal to 1, true. Okay, pi equal to pi, true. Infinity equal to infinity, false. So infinity meaning in the sense, so you cannot able to measure that. You cannot able to measure that. So you are not able to measure one thing. How can you measure this both are the same? So null is a undefined value. You cannot able to measure that. That's why you are not. You cannot able to compare with those. So that's why the system is understanding this always null is a different value each other. Okay, so if you want to see like that, to select star from retail one. Equals to, I'm reading the data. Okay, now I'm going to insert null. I'm pulling the data null. It is not coming here. So you cannot able to retrieve the data like this because you cannot able to compare. This custody value is equivalent to this null or not. Okay, that's why you are not getting this. If you want to work with this type of things, you need to use the is operator. Okay, so we'll see in operators thing in operator class. We will see about that. Okay, so this is about the unique constraint. Okay, so the constraint is violated for which column? We have only one column, right? So you can able to understand for which column the constraint is having issue. So to understand that, you can see in the constraint name in this. So this is your constraint name. Take that constraint name and go to the another meta object like a select star from underscore underscore columns. So this is another meta object. It store the constraint name, table name, column name. This meta object store the constraint name, table name, column name. So how we are going to capture the column names in the tables? So the table names will capture by the user underscore tables. So if you want to know detail, what are the columns we have in that, we'll go with the user underscore tab underscore calls. Similar kind is another meta object to get the detailed information about the constraint. The constraint is having for which column. So what the constraint is, if you want to know this, we'll use the user underscore cons underscore columns. So now we'll see table underscore name equals to Okay, see, the column name is cust underscore id. So you are trying to insert the duplicate values in this. Okay, so this is about the iniq constraint. So we see about a iniq not null constraint. Okay, now we will see about a check constraint. So else we will go with the primary key constraint. First we can go with the primary key constraint. So not null is performing to restrict the null values. Iniq constraint is performing to restrict the duplicate values. Okay, if you club these two, you can able to restrict both. If you want to perform that action, we have another constraint, primary key constraint. So now I am dropping the table. Okay, now I'm not dropping that. Retail 2 table I'm going to create. So now I'm mentioning for this as a primary key. Now I'm creating the primary key column. Okay, so now I'm saying in this table. Now I'm inserting the 1 and same again 1. Iniq constraint is violated. Now I am inserting the null values. Cannot insert null into this. So how that not null constraint is violated for you? In the similar way, if you are inserting any null values, it restricts the not null constraint. If you are inserting the duplicate values, iniq constraint is going to violate. So meaning is the constraint is having iniq and not null constraint. It restricts the both. So this is about a iniq constraint, not null constraint, primary key constraint. Okay, if you create iniq constraint and primary key constraint, it creates some index for that. So I will show you. So you get some index concept later. In that place, you can understand the things. Okay, this is about user underscore constraint, right? See here we have option like a index owner, index name. What the constraint name you mention, with that constraint name, it is creating the index name also. It creating index. So what is the use of this index? I will explain in the class. So if the table is having index, the data can pick from that particular column will get faster. If you want to retrieve the data fastly, we'll use the indexes. So how can it improve the performance? So to improve the performance, so if you are performing any action, if you are performing any select queries to retrieve the data, so the data get faster using indexes. Okay, so this is about the primary key and for not null iniq. Now we'll see about check constraint. Okay, so before that, I forget to add the constraint. So now I'm dropping the table. So retail 1 table I'm dropping, and I'm going to create retail 1 table with a cust ID column without any constraint. Now the table is created. My table does not have any constraint here. My table is having, it will get the retail 1 also. My table does not have any constraints. So by mistake, while deriving my table, I forget to mention the table constraints for my columns. So you can able to alter that later. You can able to alter that later like this using alter table. Retail one. Add constraint name, constraint name, constraint type of column name. Okay, so constraint name is already used by an existing object. So this constraint name is also must and should be unique. So you cannot able to provide the same name with the multiple users. So if you create like a same table, so now I'm going to create the retail one table again. What it is showing, name is already used by an existing object. So while naming the any constraint also, while providing any name to the constraint, that constraint name not be used in the earlier one. So earlier one, you cannot able to use the same name with any other persons. So for that reason, it is giving the error. So now I'm make it like as a 1, 2, 3. The table is altered. Till now, you don't have constraint for that retail one table, right? Now we will see in a user underscore constraint. I added the primary key. So now it is showing the P, constraint type is P. Okay. So you can add the, after creation of the table also, you can add the constraints. Okay. So while deriving the table, you can create the constraints of the column definition beside. Okay. So you can add, if you forget to create the constraints at the table creation level, you can able to add the constraints at the end of the things. Drop, how to drop. So simply drop constraint name. So alter table name, drop constraint name. So you need to drop the column as a constraint like this. Okay, so we have the constraints. I'm going to drop all the constraints. Okay, so what we have, to drop all the constraints. Okay, so while dropping the constraint, non-existing constraints cannot be dropped. So for this, you need to make it like as a null. Okay. So this is the not null constraint is on a retailer table. So now I can drop this. Okay, so this is in a retailer 2. Okay, everything will be same. But adding the not null constraint is different. Using modify command, we can add the not null constraint. So now we are adding the constraints using add command. So you cannot able to add the constraint using add. So I have provided each and everything in this syntax. Okay. So I forget to say REST data also. I am going to say this document. Okay. So we see about the three constraint now. Now we are going to see about check constraint. So I said like we have a gender column. We have a gender column. Now I am going to create some table, student table. Copied from the WordPad. The single quotes are differ from there to here. Now I'm creating the table name column. So table name is a table name. So this is my syntax actually. I'm dropping it. So T123 is my table. T12 is my table now. This one. Student is my table now. Now I created with the student number and the gender. Okay, so while inserting the gender values, so the values master should be in MF. I'm restricting the check constraint is provide like this. Okay, so now I'm inserting the values. So one row inserted because M is present. So again, I'm going to insert a different value, D. So check constraint is violated. Okay, now I'm going to insert the null values. Null values can also allowed. While inserting any value for that column, the value must and should be in this list. You are not inserting any value to this. I don't have any problem. Null is a not the value.
Can we use both constraints and data? Can we use both constraints and data?
Try with yourself. You can. Okay, this is about the check constraint. Okay, we have the default constraint. We have the default constraint. So okay, now I'm dropping the table, student table, and hitting that. Now the table is created. Just I am mentioning like a default constraint. So default constraint. Okay, so now I'm inserting the values. It is inserted. I'm inserted this. Now I'm going to insert this also. Okay, now inserted the three values. So now I'm inserting with the 3 and I'm not inserting the any value for any value for the gender column. So I'm mentioning only one column list and providing the value for that. Okay, now I inserted only one value for the student number. So I haven't provided any value for the gender. Okay, what will happen here? Observe here. So it providing some default value as a f. So 3 values. So student number 3 I inserted. I haven't provided any value for that, right? But it is inserted with the f because it passed the default values to that particular columns. Okay. This is about the default constraint. We have one constraint thing. So that is important thing, foreign key constraint. So I will let you know by tomorrow. Actually, I have a meeting in now. Okay. So try to come by 8:30, in the sense 8:25. So foreign key. So I'm going to explain definition here. So foreign key will help you to build a relation between two tables, like your parent table, child table. So the parents and the child need to be linked always. So if you want to know who is my father, so who is like this parent child, who the parent is having the child or not, I need to understand. So if there is a relation between like parents and child, I can able to get the details. Okay, to provide that relations, you will use the foreign key constraint. So foreign key is taking the reference of the parent table always. Reference. So to take the reference constraint or foreign key constraint, both are same. If you want to build a relation between two tables, we'll use the foreign key constraint. Okay. To define that, the parent always, so one any child having only one parent, so not more than one. So one parent having many children. So there is a relation one to many, many to one. One to many, parent to child is one to many. Child to father, many to one. Child to father, many to one. So we'll see by tomorrow. Else I don't have any meeting, in the sense I will connect by at 8 o'clock today itself. I can finish it. It take only 10 minutes of time. Okay, so practice like try to add the constraint is having for that same table, same column. Again, add it to different constraint. You cannot able to add not null constraint again. So if you added one time as a not null constraint, you cannot able to add same constraint again. Try with a different constraint. You have the option like a alter command option, right? Try to add that. I'm going to share in the group this documents. Okay, I'm stopping here. Okay, let's meet by tomorrow. Okay.